Hi everybody, and welcome back to my video. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, whichever one you happen to be watching it on. In this video, I'm going to talk about Trump's birthday parade. And notice I used quotations. So I've been seeing a lot of posts on Twitter about Trump's birthday parade. And people were talking about, let's post pictures of Obama on Trump's birthday. And just sort of doing this in protest of him having a birthday parade. So I've been seeing that for days. People on Twitter, people are bringing up Trump's so-called birthday parade, like it's going to have the military give a parade on his birthday. That's what a lot of these Twitter posts have been saying, and even a lot of news outlets have claimed the same thing. Now, according to Grok, I looked into that. June 14th this year is the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, which just so happens to fall on Trump's birthday. So, there you go. That parade, which would technically be on Trump's birthday, is also going to honor the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. That's what that parade is for. Okay? That's all that parade is. It has nothing to do with Trump celebrating. In fact, they're probably trying to use this to claim that Trump is using this to stroke his ego, or he's being a dictator, or whatever the case may be. And incidentally, though, hypothetically speaking, let's assume that the parade actually was for his birthday. Now, I'm curious about something. What would the reaction be if, say, Biden or Obama had a parade while they were in office? Would they get the same kind of reaction if they had a parade on their birthdays during their terms as president? Because I kind of feel like that nobody else, if Obama or Biden had a parade on their birthday, nobody would care. Okay, that's my initial thought. But then, as I was further looking into this, I found out that June 14th of this year, which happens to be Trump's 79th birthday, is also the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. And that right there is it's actually the main reason for that parade. Okay? None of the people who are criticizing this parade have mentioned anything about the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. To hear them talk, you would think that Trump was trying to stroke his ego or something. They're talking about how Trump is using that to celebrate his birthday. and yet they leave out crucial information that this parade, while it technically does fall on Trump's birthday, is actually the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. That right there is being conveniently left out, and that right there is they're using this to push a narrative to make Trump look bad, and yet people are trying to boycott this. People trying to boycott that and protest by posting pictures of Obama, or like they tend to post pictures of Obama over everywhere. Instead, you have veterans coming out against that. I would assume. And I would assume that these veterans are buying into misinformation. And here's the thing, though. A lot of people, when they bring up these veterans, they act like the fact that they're veterans automatically gives them status, or it gives them credibility and whatnot. However, there are also veterans who are for Trump. Also be veterans that know that this parade is actually about the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, and it's not being used to celebrate Trump's birthday at all. Okay? The only veterans who would be against this parade would be the ones who are buying the misinformation that this parade is about Trump and celebrating Trump's birthday, rather than the truth that this parade is about celebrating the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. That's all. I think they call it Flag Day. Okay? And it just so happens that June 14th just so happens to be Trump's birthday, so yeah. Meanwhile, and also I've done some looking up, according to Grok. This event has been planned even since before Trump won the 2024 election. Which means that this same parade would have also took place if Kamala would have won. But the difference is, the mainstream media would have advertised it probably as what it really was. The 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. And if Kamala Harris wanted to have a parade or something on her birthday, nobody would have cared. Okay? And the reason I say that is because I've seen these double standards for years now. So when you see these double standards for years, you see patterns. You see that the way that they treat Trump versus the way they treat everyone else. You just can't. It becomes obvious that if anybody else was going to have a parade on their birthday or anything like that, nobody would care. Okay, nobody would care if anybody else wanted to do it. But since it turns out that this parade is not even about Trump's birthday at all, even though it happens to fall on the same day, it's actually about Trump's. It was actually about the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, and the critics never mention that. They never mention that. So it's not surprising that this is actually misinformation, and you have all these people who are never Trumpers, people with Trump derangement syndrome, buying into everything the mainstream media says about Trump once again. Okay? I mean, they could say anything about Trump and nobody would question it, and actually, I believe they have. I mean, they can say anything about Trump with pretty much no evidence at all, and people would buy into it. So, yeah, that is it for this video. Bye.